The idea for this Cavesson, Jane, came from a video that we did with Laura B, who was using it to lunge one of her babies, and she had the sort of a slightly more old-fashioned, clumpier, fuller version of this, and we've refined it in order to create a version for Horse Hero, because so many users have actually asked us if they could have one. But I mean, you've seen these in Germany before, haven't you?
Yeah, but I haven't seen such a nice, neat design as this. I'm really impressed with this. I think I want one. But, you know, the problem with those, the old-fashioned ones, is they always seem to sort of twist and put a lot of pressure on the nose, and they never really fit correctly over here. So you've either got to do this up incredibly tight and feel like the horse is a little bit restricted. This is so simple, and I think taking it off the nose there is obviously, you know, much easier for lunging left and right.
Well, Dr. B said he never used the one in the middle,
well,
so he only needed... Yes,
no.
Exactly, and so this is really well padded and the back, so you can get it fairly tight and you don't get any of the shearing and pulling.
I'm really impressed. I mean, I've seen them used in Germany, as you say, the sort of clumpy version, but, you know, our English ones are really antiquated now. It's time for a new design, and this is really super.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for saying that. I mean, we're going to also show it in a minute in conjunction with the lunging rope that Laura used in the same video, because actually it works really well with that, and in due course we might even have an adaptation to this that allows a basic simple strap to go over or under with a bit, so you've actually got a whole braking mechanism for younger horses.
I can see that would be really useful, because when you lunge young horses, especially, you know, the first sort of couple of weeks, the last thing you want to do is pull on their mouths, but they do need to get used to a bit, so that would work really, really well.
Now this fabulous looking model, Denzel, who is he?
Denzel belongs to my husband, and he's a 7-year-old, and actually he's by Dr. B's Don Davidoff, so I think there's a little bit of, you know, kind of motion in there, because we saw him as a 4-year-old at Vector, didn't really know who his breeding was, then saw it, and having seen Don Davidoff as obviously as a world champion, it was rather fun to bring one home. He's a lovely, lovely horse, very talented, super size as you can see, but with the most beautiful, beautiful attitude. So
and Aaron's going to compete for Hong Kong with him.
Yes, we've got big hopes for him. We're hoping that he'll be ready to do small tour next year for the Asian Games. So he's got a big learning curve ahead of him, but he's super talented. It's just his size, just giving him enough time.
Well, thank you both very much, Jane Gregory and Denzel.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
This is Step, my new 4-year-old, who I've just had maybe 2 weeks now, and he's gorgeous. So I'm just going to show how we start off our youngsters. Even if they're not naughty, we often like to put them on the lunge before I ride them, just so that they have loosened up a bit and had a little jog around and they're warmed up and have just come to terms with their balance and their own body before I put my weight in the saddle. Not that my weight's that much, but anyway. My father likes us to use a Cavesson on the horses to lunge them, so that we're not attaching the lunge to the bit, we're attaching it here. And then we're not, you know, especially on a young horse that might be a little bit out of balance or pulls away a bit, we're not pulling the bit across the mouth.
The way that it works is that the lunging line attaches to the ring on the Horse Hero Cavesson, and the rope attaches to the bit. So the horse is working to the mouth from the back through to the bit, and the Cavesson is being used to take the lunge line and any pull on the circle, so that the pull is not on the horse's mouth. And coming soon is this extra strap here, which we've threaded through, we've improvised and threaded through the Cavesson in order to secure the bit, so that you don't have to put the Cavesson over a bridle, you just have one simple strap which fits on the outside, so it's not actually trapping the movement of the bit underneath the Cavesson. So we have a 3-piece system, which is the rope, the Cavesson and the slip.